How is that a problem? Hey gang, Coach Michael P. here with day 3 of our 30 Days to an Elevated Mindset. And today we're going to talk all about the problem. So, what is a problem in your life? And how is it a problem for you? See, here's the thing. A problem is only a problem if it's a problem for you. Classic example, leaving the cap off the toothpaste. Some people leave the cap off the toothpaste and really don't care, and for some people that's an issue, and I'm one of those people where that would be an issue, right? So it's a problem only if it's a problem for you. Now typically what happens is there is a presenting problem and then there's the core problem. This is like when you go to the doctor. Like right now I'm dealing with some allergies and my arm itches a lot when I eat bread, pasta, pizza, and this is killing me because pizza is my absolute favorite go-to food. And in the past, if I would eat a lot of pizza and pasta and bread a few days in a row, I'd have an allergic reaction. My arm would really start itching. I'd take some Benadryl, it'd go away. Next day I'm fine. I'd stay off pizza and pasta for a few days and, I'd be okay until I just eat a whole lot again and it builds up. Well, right now it seems to be a never-ending issue this week. Last night I had like a small piece of bread and it really started itching bad. So the itching is the presenting problem, right? That's what I'm dealing with. My arm itching, scratching it, that's the presenting problem. But there's a core problem underneath, which is I obviously have some kind of allergy or sensitivity to wheat and I think gluten that's in the wheat, right? And so I need to address the core problem, which means I now, at least for the next week or two, I'm just going to go 100% gluten-free and see what happens with my arm. So if there's a problem you're having, what you want to think about is, okay, what's the presenting problem, right? How does this problem show up in your life? How do you first become aware of this problem? So if it's the toothpaste, maybe it's like, well, I walk into the bathroom, I turn on the light, and the first thing is I see the toothpaste with the cap off, right? So visually you see it. That's the trigger for you that, then creates the feelings and whatever emotions and thoughts you have around that. So the presenting problem, how is that showing up in your life? Where are you seeing that problem? And then, what's the real problem? What's the problem underneath the problem? What's the core problem? Now you could say, yeah, it's just that she's leaving the cap off the toothpaste. There's something more to that. Like, why is that a problem? How is that a problem for you? Well, I think it's gross and I don't like looking at it. How is that a problem for you? Well, when I go in, I have to pick things up and clean it and everything, and then I feel like I'm the one having to do everything. Well, how is that a problem for you? Well, then it's like I'm the one that feels like I have all the responsibility and nobody else takes any, and it just makes me feel like no one cares about me. So there is this belief that you have that people don't care about you. And we would dig a little deeper if I was doing a limiting belief session with them to get to what's the real core problem. Because once we understand what our core problem is, then we can work on releasing it. But if we don't even know what the core problem is, again, I am always only going to be able to talk from my experience, but I could mantra all day long. Cap off the toothpaste is perfectly fine. The cap off the toothpaste is perfectly fine. The cap off the toothpaste is perfectly fine. Well, you know what? It's not perfectly fine. It's fucking frustrating. Put the damn cap on the toothpaste. Right? Because that doesn't solve the real problem. You're trying to convince yourself, talk yourself into something through affirmations, but you're actually not affirming the real problem, which the real problem is this belief that people, don't care about me, or maybe that I'm not important or I'm not valued, whatever it is. So think about your mission or your assignment, should you choose to accept it. What's the biggest problem in your life right now? Just ask your unconscious mind. What's the biggest challenge I'm having? Where am I most, having to struggle? What is the problem I'm having? And see what your unconscious mind says. Or maybe you're just really quickly aware of it and hey, my problem is the cap off the toothpaste, right? Okay, so that's the problem. That's how it's showing up. And then just start asking yourself, and do this throughout the day, what's the real problem? Why does this bother me? What's going on? What's the belief I have that is allowing this problem? And just sit with that. This is all about having a greater awareness in how you work, how you operate, right? Here's the thing. We're not born with and given owner's manuals. The best we get is people showing us how they learn to do it, but a lot of us grew up in homes where we know maybe our parents loved us, but they were still pretty dysfunctional because of their own stuff. So this series that I'm doing is really about learning how you operate so that you can be at your best. All right, your daily practice today, what's something that's fun? And just be aware, where's a problem? We talked about the unconscious mind on day 1. We talked about change yesterday, right? So we're just going to start going a little deeper each day. So we want to change. Well, typically something we want to change is a problem. So let's identify that problem and let's look at, well, what's the presenting problem? What's the core problem? All right, gang, that's it for me for today. Have an awesome day. Go out there, be amazing, and we will see you again tomorrow.